They do not put the effort in to text you every day. There are no good morning, no good night, no how are you, no how was your job, nothing. Just straight to the point. Okay, I'm free now. Are you free? Let's meet. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Torka and my aim with this channel is to provide you a safe space and just talk about topics that probably a lot of people can relate to, and I just want to give you the opportunity to have this little coffee chat with me on a Sunday afternoon. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about signs that lead to a toxic relationship or signs that can be found in a toxic person. So if you feel like you are in a toxic relationship but you keep coming up with excuses for your partner, or if you think that your relationship is signs, then keep watching this video because I'm going to be sharing my 10 experience with toxic people or relationship. And if you find that you can relate to any of these, please be sure that you talk to your partner about this. These are not signs of a healthy relationship. The first thing that I have experienced throughout my life was the mental or physical abuse. Luckily, I have never experienced physical abuse, but of course, if you are going through that, then this is definitely not a good sign of your relationship. So I would really consider to talk to your partner about this. But also mental abuse is a part of a toxic relationship or a toxic person, because mental abuse basically means that you are being used because of your emotions, and people just use you and try to get to you by mentally trying to manipulate you, which I'm going to be talking about later in this video, manipulation. But basically mental abuse means that no matter what happens, they always try to make you feel bad. They always try to make you feel like you are not enough and you are not worth it. But at the same time, they cannot leave you. They don't tell you that you are not enough, I'm leaving you. They tell you you are not enough, but they keep you for a reason. The second thing, and this is one of the most common signs in a toxic friendship, relationship, or a toxic person in general, is the lack of consistency. Lack of consistency means that when a person tells you they love you, but then they don't text you for 3-4 weeks or even 3-4 days, then you can see that there is no consistency in their behavior. So for example, if I love someone, I'm going to text them every day. There is not a day where I would be able to go without texting them. So the consistency is to take you out on a date, is to go out with you, is to text you every day, is to call you every day, is to make constantly programs with you, is to know how you feel, is to know what you've been doing. If someone is not putting the time and effort into getting know you or just making you happy, then this is definitely a sign of a toxic person or a toxic relationship. Because how can you love someone and go weeks without talking to them? Or how can you care about someone but not even asking how was your day, what did you do, what happened at work, etc. The third one is connected to the second one, which is there are no programs made. I remember that when people just try to talk to me without actually making a restaurant date, a walk date, a coffee date, going somewhere, I kept myself asking, is this normal? Is this normal that we are not going out at all, just chatting constantly, just maybe meeting for a small walk, but not actually making programs? And I kept telling myself like I was not worthy enough to be taken to a restaurant. I was not worthy enough to go for a walk. I was not worthy enough for someone to buy me a coffee. And this is not true, because everyone is worthy of a coffee, of a restaurant, of a small walk, or anything. It's just a question if the person is willing to put that effort and energy into. And if someone is not, then it doesn't mean that you are not worth it. It means that that person is not enough for you, because you deserve what you want. If you know what you want, then you should find someone that also knows what you want, and that person can give you what you want. But if someone is not willing to make programs with you, they're not willing to take you out at all, this means that person is just using you when they are free, when they have time, when they are in the mood. It doesn't mean that they are actually interested in you. The fourth one is the lack of conversation. So this is very common, especially if someone is texting you in every third week or every second week, is that the conversation usually looks like, hey, are you free? Let's hang out. Hey, are you done at work? I'm gonna pick you up, let's do something. They do not put the effort in to text you every day. There are no good morning, no good night, no how are you, no how was your job, nothing. Just straight to the point. Okay, I'm free now. Are you free? Let's meet. And if you say no, they're gonna be mad that why aren't you free? Well, that's not how it works. If you want to talk to someone, you should put the effort every morning, every night, throughout the day. No one is too busy to text you. No one is too distracted to text you. If someone wants to text you, they will. But a lot of times, especially, I remember I was doing this a lot. I was keep telling myself, the reason why he doesn't text me is because of that. The reason why he doesn't text me is because he's busy, he's sleeping, he has to work. And if I love someone, I'm gonna text them, even though if I'm busy, even if I'm tired. I would rather lose sleep but talk to that person than just go to sleep. That's the difference. And this is why you know that you are pure and you would do all this for someone else. But if they don't do the same for you, then we have nothing to talk about. The fifth one is also a very common sign, is that the person is very selfish. So if he's in the mood, or if he's free, or if he's bored, he's gonna text you, he's gonna be normal. But he's not willing to make the sacrifice of, okay, today I'm gonna talk to you instead of playing games with my friends. Or today I'm gonna talk to you instead of sleeping 11 hours instead of 8. These people are very selfish. They only think about themselves. They don't care how you feel. They don't care what they're doing is not consistent. They don't care if anything they do hurts you. The only thing they care about is that what is good for me. And this is not healthy, especially if you are in a relationship, or if you are getting to know each other to become in a relationship, then this is very bad, because in a relationship, you must compromise. You don't have to give up your values. You don't have to change your whole life. You don't have to change your personality or appearance, but you need to compromise to some extent. Yes, today I'm gonna get 7 hours of sleep instead of 11 because my boyfriend is coming in town, or because I need to pick him up from the airport, or whatever. But you compromise. And if people are not willing to compromise, then what do you expect them to do? The sixth one is, for me, the worst, is the manipulation. So when people don't text you for 3 weeks and then they suddenly say, sorry, I've been a little bit away, but I miss you. Just with this sentence, I miss you, people can literally go back to, oh my gosh, they didn't text me because of this and that. And that's very bad, because we should look for the actions instead of the words. But unfortunately, a lot of people believe that if someone says, I miss you or I love you, that's true, which is not true. But this is why it's very dangerous, because people can be manipulated easily, especially if you have feelings. I know that, I've been there. But the thing is, I realized after a while that, okay, they keep telling me they love me, but the actions do not show. If the actions do not show, then what am I doing, honestly, with my life? What am I trying to do with this? What they say and what they do are completely different. So then I ask myself, am I being manipulated? Yes. Why is it so easy for them? Because I care, because I love, because I want to make them happy. But at the same time, I was not happy. And that's when I learned that I need to make myself happy first. And then if someone is enough for me, or if someone is good for me, our actions will match, our words will match, but not only our words. The seventh one is the victim mindset. So this type of people, they will do anything in order to make themselves the victim. So for example, if someone cheats on me and the guy is toxic, if the guy cheats on me, somehow, I don't know how, this, for me to this day, this is still magic. Somehow they will tell me that I was the wrong, it's my fault that they cheated. So they will become the victim immediately. And then I'm gonna ask myself, okay, how did we go from I was the one being cheated on to the point where I have to apologize because he cheated? And no matter what the situation is, girls and boys can turn the situation into that they are the victims, even though they were the one in fault. And this is very, very, very a common sign of a toxic person, because this is something that I will not understand. Like, if you are in the fault, why do I have to apologize? When people kept ignoring me, I kept sending them messages, which is again a very bad tactics, but you know, I was in love. I kept sending them messages. Why don't you text me? Why don't you do it? Why don't you do something about it? And then he was like, I don't text you because you are too much. And I felt bad. I felt bad for what? Because I was being ignored. So it's crazy how they can just turn these situations into I'm always the victim and you should apologize. The eighth one is that if you try to express your feelings to a toxic person, they will invalidate your feelings. This means that, let's say I'm in a toxic relationship and my boyfriend is texting a lot of girls behind my back or even in front of me. Now, I would go up to him and say that, look, what you do is bothering me. I don't understand why you text 10 girls per day when you have a girlfriend. So can you please not text them? And they will say that I'm just overreacting and just relax. I love you, not them. Relax. So he's not validating my feelings, because if someone is validating your feelings, they will say, this bothers you. Okay, well, let's find a compromise. Or, okay, you're right, I'm not going to text these girls anymore. But if he's not willing to find a compromise and if he's not willing to change his behavior, then that's when you know that he's not validating your feelings. And I'm not saying that you should be a control freak and say, unfollow everyone, don't text everyone, delete your social media, etc. But you can express your feelings, you can express your worries. A normal person will sit down with you and say, look, I understand this upsets you, let's talk about it. What can I do to make it feel better? To find a common ground. This is when people validate your feelings. I already mentioned the ninth one to some extent, and that is when their words do not meet their actions. So when people ignore me for 3 weeks and then they suddenly say, but I love you, I'm just gonna ask, okay, so why did you ignore me? Or when they say, I miss you, but we cannot arrange a date. Okay, if you miss me, you don't want to see me, or what? Like, I just don't understand. What's the logic behind this? If you miss me, come to see me. If you love me, text me. It's so easy. And with the right person, you will be able to see that their words actually match their actions. But with a toxic person, they will use the words to manipulate you, but they will never get to the point where they actually want to meet you or where they actually want to talk to you. No, they just say that, so you are still attached to them, but they don't actually do something to fulfill that request. I miss you, I love you, etc. And the last one is a toxic person will always put questions in your head. What does it mean? It means that, when you are not getting a text for 3 weeks from a guy or a girl, you will start questioning, am I not enough? Am I wrong? Did I do something wrong? Wasn't I pretty enough? Wasn't I smart enough? You have a lot of questions in your head. But when you have a healthy relationship, you don't ask these questions because you are in a healthy relationship. You always get a text back. You always going on dates. You always have something to talk about. You don't think that you are not enough because that other person doesn't give you the question marks. But when you are in a toxic relationship, you will keep asking, why am I not getting this? Why do I deserve this? That's the thing, you don't. But these people are so toxic that they will not care about you because they are selfish, they abuse you, they manipulate you. Everything that I so far told was because they put questions in your head, not real questions. You deserve to go on a date. You deserve to get that message. You deserve to feel like a princess or a prince, whatever. But not with these people, because these people are not mature enough for you. And this is why if you experience any of these things in a boy or a girl, you have to just leave them. You have to leave them because the more you stay in a toxic relationship, the harder it will be to get out because the more attached you will be. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are not going through a toxic relationship, and if yes, I hope this video helped you. I will talk a lot more about this on this channel, so if you don't want to miss out, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I will see you in my next video next Sunday. I hope you are gonna have a very nice day. Bye bye.